Hi, thanks for joining us tonight. We're some of the Capacity Core team. I'm Gwyneth White, and I'm joined by Kyle Ziba, our Common Fund teams leader, and Joel White, who is the leader of the Capacity Core. Circle of Hope's leadership team is a broad and relational being. It's made up of several wings, and the Capacity Core is one of them. We focus mostly on the nuts and bolts of how Circle of Hope runs. And it's budgeting season, so we're asking this year for the cells to participate in the process with us. Our 2020 MAP goal this year is to bring everything back to our great building blocks, which are the cells. And so you matter, and what you contribute matters. And sharing is one of the ways that we as disciples of Jesus get our hearts lined up with our budgets and vice versa. We know that our budget is an expression of what we as a community are doing, and tonight we're going to spend some time talking together about what we share, why, and how that impacts Circle of Hope's mission in the Philadelphia region and beyond.
Hey, thanks, Gwyneth. Hey, everyone, it's Kyle. Thanks for participating in this workshop. We track our mutual finances and report on them quarterly in The Compass. It's available online, and I'm going to quickly highlight some information to help with your discussions. And here it is. First, we're going to look at our 2019 and versus 2018 Common Fund sharing. We're growing, and our sharing is strong and has grown 10% over the last year. Each congregation has a sharing goal, and while each may be a little behind in their goals, overall, because we're doing the work of God together, we're still able to do a lot. Here's a pie chart of Circle of Hope's uses. And you can see that the largest category of our money, approximately 36%, is for pastor salaries. We invest in the work they do and the relationships they make. If you go counterclockwise with me, the next piece of the pie is 20% for the mortgages and rents on our buildings and spaces. We want to put down roots and have a lasting presence in the neighborhoods in which we meet. If you keep going around, those little pieces of the pie represent all of the other costs associated with operating and maintaining our buildings, like insurance, utilities, and operations. A lot of these costs are fixed. The ones that aren't fixed are how much we spend meeting the next person. The next largest category is the 10% that goes to our mutuality fund. Ask your cell leader about that. And then we certainly have to give a shout out to the next 12%, which is for our awesome staff at the Hub, Luke, Bethany, and Holly. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to implement all of the communications, operations, and other systems it takes to do all we do. And finally, although it's not currently represented in the Compass, there's the other 10% of our sharing that goes to local, regional, and global partners and projects like our compassion teams, the Mennonite Central Committee, and organizations helping with the opioid crisis, as well as assisting Syrian refugees. Next, Joel will give a vision for what we could do if we kept growing and sharing more.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Am I pinned up there? All right, cool. It didn't change on my screen. We're doing this in real time, everybody. We share a lot of things. We share our time as the Capacity Core, and that sharing is impactful, but we want to talk specifically about sharing our finances and our monetary resources. It's a big part of being in a community. We share because we want to be a radical expression of what it means to follow Jesus. And I don't have to remind you of all of the times he kind of encouraged us to share. You can just read the Sermon on the Mount again if you want to read the perfect distillation of that. What Circle of Hope wants to do with that sharing that Jesus is leading us to is plant new churches, expand our capacity to meet the next person, as Kyle was saying. We also want to be good stewards of our existing resources, put roofs on our buildings, pay the heat, as that pie chart was indicating, all that stuff. We want to pay our staff who made the Compass and made it really great and have those charts. That's all kind of important and critical to communicating the story of our finances to people. There are even ways we dream about our spaces. We want to put a window in at South Broad. We want to insulate the doors at Marlton Pike. We want to buy a new building for West Tulpehocken. These are all great things that your sharing contributes to, and that more sharing will contribute to in a bigger way. Like, we could found another business. You know, this is all things that we've done with our money in the past and things that we want to do in the future. We're dreaming with God, with our finances, and hopefully the budget captures some of that prophetic vision for our region. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.